Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tilting Ground Untitled Notre Dame USC Football Podcast. I'm Michael Muto, and I'm here with Greg Flamong. Hi, Greg. How's it going?
Good, Michael.
We had winners this weekend for both our teams.
We're back to feeling good. Finally,
For
we
now.
get to back winners. Yeah.
For now. So, Notre Dame was the first game of the weekend. We might as well start there.
Let's start with it.
It was early in the morning, and I guess that's what happens when you root for a bad team, right?
That's right.
Your games run at weird
9
times.
a.m. They're at 9 a.m. tomorrow, next week too. So that's pretty great.
Oh, yuck. So, the mandate coming out of last week was that they wanted the players to be more fired up and have more fun.
Well, there's nothing more fun than playing.
That's true.
And what I mean by that, like, played everyone on defense. Like they were pulling red shirts off guys. They were free flowing with the defensive rotation. Which it's good. It's fun. Like, it gets everyone involved. Like, if you know you're gonna play, then in practice it's like you're more locked in, you're more interested because you know you're gonna play. So you need to be ready to go. So
I thought for sure that right before halftime, I thought Notre Dame was trying to actively lose this game. Like,
they were doing very Notre Dame things
like,
to lose the game for sure.
It was a high-scoring affair.
Well, there were 5 touchdowns 5 minutes into the game.
That was very exciting.
That's pretty amazing, I have to say.
I think there were like 4 touchdowns on like 8 plays or something crazy like that.
Yeah. So Notre Dame scored on their first possession. On their first play, the first play of their first possession. And then I think Syracuse scored in like 4 plays. Then Notre Dame scored in 3 plays.
It was wild.
Yeah, it was pretty great. What's I want your opinion on something, because I sent it out on Twitter, and it is not related specifically to Notre Dame, but I just want your opinion on it. So Brian Kelly always receives the kickoff. So if they win the toss, they elect to receive. And, if they lose the toss, every team in the world defers, so they receive.
Right.
So do you have an opinion on that?
I absolutely hate it. I think it's the worst thing in the world. I always want to kick the ball first.
Okay.
Like,
I feel the same.
It gets you in that just like, look what Syracuse could have done. Had they, kick a field goal at the end of halftime, and then they would have got the ball and scored.
They would have got the ball to take the lead. They could have got the ball to take the lead anyway. And it's like all the stuff that Notre Dame did. And it's like it like you have to get the ball and score for it to be a good decision.
And even then, it may not.
And even then, it may not, because Syracuse essentially got 2 straight possessions. They got the ball to end the half, and then they got the ball to start the half. That doesn't happen in when you elect to receive. Like, it can't happen.
Well, two teams I root for, the New England Patriots, they always defer, and the Pete Carroll era Trojans always deferred.
I feel like if Bill Belichick is going to defer, then maybe you should defer.
He might know what he's doing.
He might have a good idea about these things. And this one has Tom Brady, and he defers.
According to you, they always receive, right? If they have the option.
Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Always.
It's not a question.
No. And this was like something that Charlie Weiss did that I always hated. I don't know that Notre Dame, like, I think probably, Brian Kelly looks at it like, my offense is the better unit, so I want them to get the ball. I just don't think that it matters. I really don't.
The benefit is not worth the detriment of not getting the ball in the second half.
And he's smart enough to know, like in 2012 when their defense was amazing, like, I'm pretty sure he always kicked off. So at least he's smart enough to know that. But
he's trying to lead with his strength, maybe.
Yeah. I always think you should kick.
Yeah, me too. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, so that was just a pet peeve that I wanted.
I feel like it's almost football 101 at this point.
Yeah. So, but after the first 2 possessions, when Notre Dame gave up 13 points, or 2 touchdowns. They blocked the extra point.
Which
After
is
that,
two blocks return extra points for scores on the year,
it's
by
pretty
the way.
unbelievable. Notre Dame won't have one for another 10 years now. You get 2 in one season.
But I feel like this season, it's always in play now. Like, since they've already done it twice, it could happen and infinite more times this season.
The guy who blocked it, Jerron Jones, like he's the school record holder for block kicks now. Like on that one, it was a
3.
record. No, but like in his career, like he's known for doing this.
Got it.
I wish he tried as hard just as a defender as he does when blocking kicks. I'll tell you that.
You know a lot about football. You can maybe help me with this.
Okay.
USC does it like a little bit, but Syracuse did it every time.
Okay.
On kicks, like extra points and field goals, Syracuse never tried to rush.
Right.
And USC doesn't rush all their guys. Like, what's that about? Is it because you're concerned about going for 2, or just why bother? I don't know. It's weird to me. I feel like you would just bring the house and maybe save one guy somewhere.
You could make the case that if you feel like you don't have a guy who's fast enough to get around the edge, and you don't, if you don't want to beat up your players, I guess I don't have a good answer for you. Like,
okay, but yeah, it looked like Syracuse didn't even try.
Yeah, it's weird that they don't, but maybe you save it for when you really need it, and they don't really know how you're going to attack them.
Maybe,
but you could still do something just totally standard. It's not like
right.
Just rush up the middle.
Anyway, sorry I distracted you.
No, it's all good. So Syracuse scored on their first 2 possessions, and then they had 13 possessions following that, and they scored 14 points. So on the defense, like that's pretty good, especially given the way that Syracuse wants to play offense.
Yeah, they wing it around. They go real fast.
Yeah. So, I think like in any, like it's just a normal situation. Like I feel like last year's defense, like they might not have given up 33 points, but I feel like they could have, I feel like they would have given up a good amount of points anyway. Just like I said, the nature of the way that Syracuse plays, like,
and when you score 50, it's hard to not give up some points.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they like, and they had them down to 27. Like it was going to be 50-27, and then they gave up the what's it called, the fake punt that they called the penalty on, and so then that was kind of fluky at the end. So you win a game 50-27 against a team that has, what was it, 15 possessions. Like you give up 5 touchdowns on 15 possessions. Like that's not bad.
It's not horrible.
It's not great. Like it's not good.
You're not proud of your team.
Yeah, but
it's not the worst thing in the world.
Right. So
who looked good?
This Equinemius St. Brown receiver kid. He got a lot of hype, and he's living up to it. He had 4 catches for 182 yards, and 2 touchdowns. His first 2 catches went for 140 and 2 scores. So I guess he really slowed down. DeShone Kizer, he threw for a ton of yards. He threw for 460 yards, but I don't know, man. He reminds me of a guy who, he does a lot of things that it's wow, he has an NFL arm. That's an NFL throw. But I feel like the thing with him last year was he was always he had the intangible quality. He had a lot of comeback wins last year. He had a comeback win against Temple. He had a comeback win against USC. He had a comeback win, he had a potential game-winning drive against Stanford. So he had a lot of intangible qualities that, are very attractive. And this year, I feel like it's the opposite. He's showing a lot of physical talent, but intangibly, he's had, in all the losses that they've had this year, he's had the ball with a chance, with the lead against Texas. and with the lead against Duke, or tie, or like, and then against Michigan State, he had the ball with a chance to tie. And with the Duke, he had a chance to go and take the lead, and he failed on all of them. Now, I understand, like, if you're gonna be put in that position like 3 times in a season, like that's kind of a lot. Maybe you're not going to do it on every single one of them, but like he didn't do it on any.
Right, and he's had some kind of boneheadish plays, not boneheadish plays, but like he's forcing the ball.
Well, it's like, yeah, like at the end of the first half, like Notre Dame is up. What was the score? It was 33-20, and they had the ball, and there was enough time going off the clock where you felt like, okay, they can actually go down and score and make it either 36-20 or 40-20. And it's like, okay, like you're 3 touchdowns clear now. You know, no matter what Syracuse does, like you have a nice little cushion, especially when they get the ball the second half. It's 3rd and 3 from like the Syracuse, 35 or whatever it is. And it's kind of like we're in 2 down territory here. So he scrambles around and he takes a sack, which is just awful. Like, I mean, the worst thing you could do, because now it's like they're out of field goal range and now they can't even try to go for it. So then Notre Dame punts and their kid returns it to like the 10 or something. And then, of course, Syracuse scores. So it's just one of those things where – and then they get the ball with like 30 seconds left and he throws a pick on the first play.
Right.
So, he's doing things that – it's like, yeah, like he looks good and he's, when he's on, he's on, but like he's making these decisions that are just, I don't understand. And against better teams, like it'll get them beat. It got them beat against Michigan State.
No, for sure.
It got them beat against Texas. So I don't know. It concerns me.
Well, how did Brian Kelly look controlling the defense?
I mean, considering they literally played like 35 people, not 35, I'm sorry, like 25. I was thinking 22. They literally played like 25 guys. Like I thought it looked pretty good. I mean, like there were times when they had 4 freshmen in the secondary. Like all 4 spots were freshmen.
Speaking of freshmen in the secondary, all right, I'm gonna let you go wild here. Talk about the targeting penalty.
I mean,
I don't want to like forget about this till later. Like just go in on referees and targeting.
Okay.
Let me set the scene up before you go.
Okay, set it up.
So the Syracuse quarterback, he's Eric Dungy. He's running, and he gives himself up on a slide, but he does it a little late.
He does it at the last second.
And freshman Devin Studstill is about to make the tackle. And as he breaks down to make the tackle, that's right when the quarterback slides. Their heads hit each other. Maybe
it's not even heads; it's shoulders. Okay, so I'm
hold on. No flag called. There's no flag.
There is a flag. There was a flag.
Oh, there is. I thought there was.
There was. Yeah, there was.
Then they review it, and Devin Studstill's ejected for targeting. Go.
And Brock Heward was just begging for it, by the way, which was very good, very great from the color commentator. Loved it. So the quarterback is running at him, right? And when he's running at him, like he could try to juke him, he could try to just run over him, or he could slide. Well, Studstill doesn't know, like in real time. So if you go to make a tackle on someone, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to go for their midsection, or I'm going to go for their thigh or their knee or something, right? If you're going to go low. So you commit to that. So that's what you're going, like that's in your mind. It's like, okay, I'm going to go here. This is my target, like maybe his midsection or his thighs. Well, then the quarterback slides the last second. So what becomes the target at that point? His upper body, like his head, because that's where you're going, So now he puts his head down there. So what does Devin Studstill do? Devin Studstill turns his body at the last second so that he doesn't lead with his helmet, and he hits him with his shoulder, and the kid's head, hits on the turf. So what does the quarterback do? He grabs his head like he just got targeted. So they throw the flag. I think because the kid just slid down, right? It's like he's down, you hit him. And then right before the play is called, or right before the next play is run, they stop it and said the previous play is under review. So I'm thinking, okay, they're going to kick the kid out of the game because they wouldn't review it if they didn't, they obviously looked and said, okay, we think this is targeting. And once you think it's targeting, you're gone.
It's targeting. They don't look to not throw kids out.
Right. So, of course the quarterback is fine, by the way. Like, he never goes out and he plays the rest of the game and he's perfectly good. So
yeah, I thought it wasn't targeting too. I did think their heads may have hit, but it seems so late that it wasn't like he was gunning for him and trying to hurt him.
So their heads definitely did not hit. I've seen the thing like 100 times, and we can link to it on the page if you want. Their heads definitely did not touch. Now here's the problem. When I see Torrey Hunter against Texas get literally knocked unconscious by this kid's helmet going into his face, and nothing is called, and Torrey Hunter is upright, and he got hit in the head. Like, it's textbook. I don't know how else to say it. Then the kid, I'm watching the UCLA-Stanford game from a couple weeks ago. Kid's running across the field, and the UCLA player sticks the crown of his helmet into this kid's jaw and knocks him unconscious on the field. And nothing is called. And then you're going to call this on a late slide with a shoulder contact that isn't even like vicious or anything. Like, it's not. It's just late because the kid's down. And I get it. Like, he's sliding and you can't do it. That's fine. But it's like you're going to eject him from the game. Like, it's time to get rid of the rule. It's time to get rid of it. They don't know what it is. Like Brian Kelly said afterwards, like, he's not targeting him. I don't understand the rule. And you know what? Neither do the officials. The officials don't understand the rule either. Like, they don't know what targeting is.
It does seem to be a little willy-nilly.
And it's like you're ejecting players. It's like you're just kicking guys out of the game. It's like there's like 10 minutes left in the second quarter, and it's like, no, you're gone. Sorry. You need to leave.
Safety of the players, Greg. Safety of the players.
Right, exactly.
Only when the refs are paying attention.
Right. It's brutal. I just can't even deal with it.
Okay. Well, what other freshmen played well for the Irish secondary?
Well, Troy Pride saw his first action at corner. Dante Vaughn played. He's played in a few other games. He got an interception in the last game. I guess he played like 80 plays, which is a ton for a true freshman.
Wow.
Jalen Elliott played at safety. Julian Love played at corner. Devin Studstill played when he was out there. So, I mean,
it's a lot of guys.
They just played. Dalen Hayes got like 25 snaps. I mean, they literally just subbed out everyone, and it seemed to work. Like, when you're playing a set group of guys, like a core group of 13, 14 guys, like 80 plus plays, like they're going to get tired. And of course they're going to, their performance is going to lack because they're just tired. You can't play that many plays. So, novel concept. Like, you bring in a bunch of guys who are ready to go and they're fired up to play, and like the defense improves.
Did they get any sacks? I can't remember.
They did. They got like 3. One didn't count because the guy kind of tackled him like for a yard gain or whatever. Like, he tackled him forward, so he gained a yard. It's like, if you gain a yard, it's not a sack. But they got a lot more pressure. Not so much sacks, but just like the quarterback was in a hurry and he had to get rid of the ball, and he threw the ball away a number of times. So, I don't think that, like, Syracuse isn't good. So, I don't feel like, all of a sudden the defense is fixed. Like, I personally think that whatever is happening this season will bode very well next year when all these guys are getting a year of playing experience, and then they'll get like a real defensive coordinator, and, then they won't be playing for the first time with a new coach. Like, they will have already played, and then they'll, get a coach that can teach them how to do it right.
Right. So your guy Dexter Williams had a big play though.
He did, which is like, it's super fun to see. Like, he had the little thing where he did a sweep to the right. He was going to get tackled for a 5-yard loss and cut it back across field and scored on a 60-yard touchdown. That's all well and good, but like, that won't work against a good team.
No.
Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like they're not going to be able to do that. Like Deshaun Kaiser hit like a 50-yard touchdown to Kevin Stepherson, another freshman, which is great, but they didn't cover him.
No, he was wide open. I thought the first touchdown probably should have been intercepted. It looked like it was a throw that was tighter than it should have been.
It was definitely a tight throw, especially considering, like, if you look at the all 22, like, they had 2 other guys that are wide open. And, he fit into a tight window, and, St. Brown broke a couple tackles and then, walked in the end zone. But, yeah, like, there were so many plays in this game. Like, Notre Dame got to play a defense that's worse than theirs.
Which is a boon for self-confidence.
Exactly. I mean, they're not covering people, so.
What's up with your kicker?
Yoon? I don't know. Yeah. He's kind of like.
He's up and down.
Yeah, like, he'll just miss, kind of randomly, and then he'll look totally confident on the next one. He's just, I don't know. I don't know.
He's a kicker.
He's a kicker, man. He's a college kicker. That's what college kickers do. Sometimes they're great, and sometimes they're goofy. It's fine. So, I don't know. There's not too much, like, for me to glean from the offense, because when you're playing a team that is not very good, they don't have athletes to compete with the guys that you got, then, it's fun to watch. It's fun to see big plays. But, if they play a solid defense, like, it's going to be a little different. So.
Understandable. So who they got next week?
NC State.
At NC State, right?
Yes. I'm concerned.
Well, I can tell you that Las Vegas. The line actually just moved while we were on our podcast. It was NC State -1, but now it's a pick'em.
It was NC State -1?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what happened then. So it was Notre Dame -3.
Yes.
And the line moved, like, immediately. Like, it was, like, within an hour, it was Notre Dame -3.5. Then it was -2.5. Then it was 1. Then it was pick'em. And apparently it went to -1 for NC State. And now apparently a bunch of money came in on Notre Dame, so now it's back to a pick'em.
That's a lot of movement.
That's a crazy line. Like, it's just nuts. It's weird. Like, you don't know, because Notre Dame's going on the road, and they're historically bad on the road under Brian Kelly, just, like, period. It doesn't matter who his team is, and it doesn't matter who they're playing against. He's not very good on the road. It's not a night game, so that helps.
Is Brian Kelly and Notre Dame bad in night games?
Yeah, because it tends to bring out a better performance from the opposing team. So, yeah, like, NC State's top 20 in offense and defense right now, but they haven't played anyone who's good. Like, they've got to win. Like, they've got 3 wins over, like, the William and Marys of the world.
Okay.
And actually, that's not true. They have 2 wins, and then against teams like that, and then they beat Wake Forest last week, and they lost to East Carolina. So it's like they're losing to East Carolina. That doesn't sound amazing, but, they're probably better just athletically than Syracuse is. So
probably.
Yeah.
I wish I knew more about North Carolina State.
It doesn't even really matter. Like, I don't know. Like, I assume the offense will be good for 4 touchdowns, at least. And
whose offense? The Wolfpack or the Irish?
The Irish offense.
Okay.
I mean, they're averaging like 40 points a game, so they're probably good for at least, I should say, 5 touchdowns.
They'll get you right around 30. Just say right around 30,
yeah,
31.
Yeah, 31, 35 points. I mean, this defense is, who knows? Who knows what we're going to see?
So last week, Notre Dame didn't cover. We were right there.
No, they did cover.
I thought it was 21.
Against who?
Syracuse.
No, it was like 14, and then it went down to 10.
Oh, I thought it was 21. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, so they definitely covered because it was at 14, then it went all the way down to 10. And when we did our podcast, it was 14, and I was like, no. But they ended up covering. They won by 17. So
they did cover. My apologies.
No, it's okay. Keeping it real.
Yeah. So I don't know. I really wish I knew with Notre Dame. It's just so crazy that a team like this, you have just no idea who's going to show up.
I'm going to call. I mean, since it's a pick 'em, I'm just going to say that Notre Dame's going to win, and here's why. I'm still in denial that Brian Kelly is bad enough that he will actually be fired. And I feel like if they lose this game, then he will definitely be fired.
This kind of is the tipping point.
Well, yeah, because I feel like they're either going to go on a run of wins, or they're just going to lose this game and then kind of lose the rest of them.
Right.
Because you can't, because once you beat Syracuse, and that's all fine and good, but then if you just go and lose, and now you're 2-4 again.
Yeah, you're a crappy team again.
Yeah, then it's like, we kind of suck.
Let's just get this over with.
And now we're just going to get our butts whipped on by Stanford.
Let's play out the string.
Yeah, and then Deshaun Kaiser is looking at agents, and
do I go pro? Do I come back?
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
So, I don't know. I think they're gonna win.
I think they're gonna win too.
Yeah. Hopefully.
All right. Well, let's switch it over to the USC Trojans.
The Fighting Sam Darnolds.
The Fighting Sam Darnolds. I just want to preface whatever comes out of my mouth next with, this was against Arizona State, everyone.
They were undefeated.
They were undefeated. However, I think you and I and 9 other people might be able to score 1 touchdown against them.
I was a good football player.
4 quarters.
There's
a real chance.
I feel like I was a good football player.
Because that defense is not stout. The defense is worse than Syracuse's defense.
Well, I have a question for you.
Hit me. Because
this kind of relates to everything with Notre Dame's defense, in that why did it take Brian Kelly to have to fire Brian Van Gorder for them to play a bunch of guys?
With USC, why did it take losing to Utah to have to blitz?
Well, no, why wasn't Sam Darnold the guy the whole time? Now we've seen 2 straight games of him playing really well. So it's he plays with confidence. He is in command.
He can do things.
Did you not because we both you've been on a high school team, and I played in high school and I played in college. Once you get into the season, you're not really working on stuff to where it's a guy is going to vastly improve, because that's not how it works. You're installing, you're game planning, you're
tinkering.
Yeah, you're game planning. You're not really trying to determine okay, you don't make vast gains as a player unless you're on the scout team. Because on the scout team, it's you're not running any of your own stuff. So you're not game planning. So everything that you're doing is technique, or you're working on some part of your game. Whereas if you're part of the 2 deep, then it's you're in meetings, you're going over the other team's stuff. You're not working on,
skill stuff. You're working on performance, gameplay stuff.
Gameplay, first and second down install. So
right. No, totally.
So everything, I feel whatever Sam Darnold was in the fall practice, that's what he was when they decided to start him. Like, I don't feel like he went through 4 weeks of practice, then it's like, okay, now he's ready to go. Like, I feel like whatever he was then, he was in the fall.
I mean, you explained it to me on the season preview. You said they just don't want him to be the loser.
I mean, I just didn't imagine that he would be this good. Like, if he's going to be this good, then what's the problem?
Well, I mean, look, to be, like I said when we started, this was against Arizona State. I mean, he did look good against Utah, too.
But, like, he does things that Max Brown never even came close to doing.
I think Max Brown would have looked fine against Utah and Arizona State.
He wouldn't have thrown for no 356 yards.
Maybe against Arizona State. I think he could have.
All right.
I mean, that's what I'm telling myself, because if he couldn't have, then I don't know why he was the starting quarterback. Like, right? That's
what I'm saying.
That's the logic. I was team Sam Darnold, man.
You were.
I heard about the flashes. I heard about the athleticism. I heard about the making plays. And no, I don't know, man. Like you said, you had to break it down to me on why a football coach wouldn't start his best player.
Because looking at the way like Sam Darnold played against Utah and then against Arizona State, and then looking at the way Stanford played against Washington, like Stanford was beatable.
Right.
With Sam Darnold at quarterback. I'm not saying they would have won.
Right.
I'm just saying like 10 points. That would not have been like, you know.
He could have got some mustard something.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's also talk on Twitter. I don't remember who tweeted it, that they were running different plays when, say, like they were running better plays, or they were more Juju focused plays when Sam Darnold was out there, as opposed to when Max Brown was out there.
I mean, I don't think it's any sort of like conspiracy or anything. Like, oh, they brought out these secret plays. Like, I think
the real plays.
I think he's just better at running them. They're probably running all the same plays. It's just that Max Brown can't execute them. And it's hard to get like deep into the playbook when it's hard for you to just get first downs, period.
That is true.
It's like, we're just trying to get a first down. Like, we're not trying to, like, you can't set up anything when you're not having drives. You know? So I mean, it's probably the same stuff. It's just he's better at it.
I hope. I just don't understand. What really bothers me though is it takes going, what were they, 1-3? It takes going 1-3 for the coaches to like really start trying. It's like, oh, I got to really pull out all the stops now. Like, my job is on the line.
Well, that's how I feel about Notre Dame.
Right. No, exactly.
It's like you wasted the season, and then you fire the guy, and then it's like, okay. Like, Brian Kelly talked about defensive end Jay Hayes like he was his favorite player on the team.
Didn't he not get any reps like the game before?
He didn't. He in like the previous 4 games. He's just like, Jay Hayes got to play. It's like, well, you're the head coach. Tell him to play. Like, so they fire Brian Van Gorder, and it's like, okay, like, we're playing everyone, and we're making it simpler, and we're going to cater to the needs, the way the players can play. Like, we're going to cater to their strengths. It's like, well,
I mean, look at USC. All preseason, all we hear about is Clancy Pendergrass and his attacking defense.
Yeah.
And there's no attack for 4 games. Just 0 attack. And then your job's on the line. You look really bad. The last time Arizona State played you, they smoked you 3 years ago, or wherever it was. Mm-hmm. And look what comes out. This blitzing defense, bringing 7 guys, just pressure from all over the field. It's like, well, wait, where was that?
Mm.
Like, what, you can't even try that against Stanford? You can't even, try that against Utah? Like, it's like, what is this? Like, where was all this before? And the kids like it. I mean, you're a 20-year-old kid. You love to blitz. Like, I imagine that's your favorite thing to do if you're playing defense.
It's going to be really sad when USC pace Notre Dame this year. Clay Helton's going to beat Brian Kelly. It's going to be awful.
I can't imagine that scenario.
It's happening, just so you know.
It depends.
On what?
If USC is already bowl eligible, I'll believe it. If that's the game they need to be bowl eligible, they lose.
USC is going to be bowl eligible for sure.
I don't know, man. Even if they go 4-0 or 3-0 now because they beat Arizona State, they still have 4 tough games at the end of the season.
Are you counting Oregon? Because they look terrible.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Oregon does look terrible. Would they have time to fix the?
Where do they play Washington?
At Washington.
That's not good.
And someone on this podcast, I don't remember who, said that Washington wasn't for real. So that person may need to take that back.
Was that me or was that
No,
you?
it was me.
Oh, okay.
It was all me.
Chris Peterson, man. Should have gotten him to coach.
At the time, he just wasn't interested. People weren't interested in coaching USC. That story keeps just going around and around the USC world.
When was this?
After Sark got canned.
People weren't interested in coaching USC?
That's what J.K. McKay said.
Did they ask Chip Kelly if he wanted to coach USC?
One of the other rumors I heard was they were scared to ask Chip Kelly because they didn't want to be rejected.
Scared to ask Chip
That's
Kelly?
What I heard. That's the rumor mill. That's the message boards and rumor mill.
Jesus. That is alarming.
That's how you get Clay Helton.
God. Awful. Okay.
I know. Let's see. Let's go back to the game here.
Okay.
You know who got to play that hasn't barely played all season? Isaiah Whitney.
Oh, Isaac Whitney?
Yeah, Isaac Whitney.
Wow, I haven't seen him.
I know. He got a block. He blocked somebody, I think, and then he got a pass interference called. Someone pass interfered him.
He drew a PI.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me with that.
You're welcome. I assume Adoree Jackson. I didn't get to watch a lot of this game because I had to go to my little social engagement. So I assume Adoree Jackson didn't get a ton of run on offense. Not that they needed him this week, but
this was the Juju Smith game.
Terrible.
I mean, he did it all. So
he had 3 touchdowns, right?
He did have 3 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this was his big coming out moment.
He's still a good player.
It's crazy what happens when you just feed him the ball.
So Justin Davis kind of had himself a little what have you.
He's having himself a last 2 games when he got to, I think it was 8 carries for about 82 yards or something at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody tweeted, okay, I guess Justin Davis isn't going to get the ball anymore. Which I thought was really funny after he has 10 carries for 120 yards at Utah and doesn't get the ball in the fourth quarter.
Ronald Jones still can't figure it out.
No, he really can't. It's because he cut his hair, Greg. You called it.
Cut his hair. You should never cut your hair.
They were saying it on the telecast. They're like, I don't know why he just can't get going. And all I thought was, just listen to the podcast, man. He
cut his hair.
Cut his hair.
Never cut your hair. Never a good idea.
That's what made him different.
Mm-mm.
Who else got some run from the old Trojans? There's talk of so Zach Banner didn't play.
Why?
I think he was hurt.
Mm.
But this year kind of soured on Zach Banner. Not gonna lie.
He's not doing very well. Chad Wheeler is playing amazing.
Yeah, apparently, I remember when we started the season, I had mentioned that someone said Chad Wheeler was the best tackle on the line, and I thought that was weird. Apparently, that person was right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember where I saw that. Jalen Green got some looks. We haven't seen him in a while. He's a podcast favorite. He didn't do anything, though.
Who was it? I saw that Deontay Burnett had himself a nice little afternoon.
He sure did. There was a flea flicker that didn't work as intended, and they found Deontay Burnett down the field on that one. And if USC could stop running trick plays, I'd really appreciate it. Because they're just not good at it.
They don't need to.
That's what it's either run trick plays all the time or never run them. I feel like it's a gimmicky kind of thing, and you guys aren't good enough for gimmicks.
It is a little gimmicky. I bet Washington runs a lot of trick plays though. Chris Peterson, he seems like that kind of guy.
But you're doing it a lot. It's like your thing.
Part of your game plan. It's not even a trick. It's just something that you do.
Washington's gonna do some wacky stuff. I better pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Right. USC needs to stop running jet sweeps. Just kick those out of the playbook. I don't think I've seen one work all year.
You know what was awesome?
What?
to go back to the Notre Dame game.
Go ahead.
They had 2 shots from the 1-yard line, and I promise you, they ran jet sweeps on both of them, and neither of them worked to any success.
I do remember that.
I was just like, why do you run these guys 50 yards sideways to get 1 yard forward?
And you know it's coming. Like it's like the most telegraphed play in your playbook.
It's like you have a quarterback who's like 250 pounds. Like, why don't you just pound him up in the middle, or give it to one of the running backs who's run straight? You can run that 50 yards sideways.
Nope, we're running a jet sweep. Yeah, they keep trying to get Stephen Mitchell the ball on these jet sweeps. And it's like they've never worked. He almost died against Alabama.
Oh, that's right, he did.
Like it just it hasn't worked all season. So either give the ball to somebody else or stop trying to do it.
They're honing it for when they play Notre Dame in the penultimate game.
That will be the moment. It'll be on the goal line. USC needs a touchdown, and that's when the jet sweep happens. Let's see. USC got some sacks finally. The announcers were bad mouthing the Trojans for their lack of pressure. I thought that was a bit much. Brady Quinn was the guy who called the game.
I saw that.
If you're scoring at home.
I saw that.
Not the greatest. He needs to hone his skills as well.
He probably does.
But hey, when you're the 5:00 Fox game against Clemson, Louisville, you probably don't get the A team.
I'm calling it now. Brady Quinn, future president of the United States.
I was going to bring that up. That we were the home of Notre Dame quarterback controversy before anyone said it. We were the home of. There's one other thing we were on early. We were also the home of Brady Quinn running for office.
He's running for office.
We need a new one for this year.
He is going to run for president of this country.
We've talked about it.
Well,
after this year, it's apparent that anyone can run for president of this country. So really, it's not that crazy of a statement.
It's true, exactly. So there's like 10,000 people who should be doing it over the Republican nominee. Whatever. I don't want to get on.
Yeah, no, we don't need to do that here. It's neither here nor there. Adoree Jackson was quiet. That always makes me sad because I always want him to score touchdowns. He had a punt return for like 15 yards. That was very exciting.
Was it one of those like ran?
No, it was up the middle. It was just straight.
Oh, okay.
He in the little lateral space he had, he kind of moved around a little bit. But other than that, it's just like I said earlier, it just makes me mad that it seems like the coaches had a pretty good game plan, and they stuck to it. They used a lot of guys. They brought a lot of pressure, did a lot of interesting stuff that they weren't doing all season long. And thanks, guys, because the season's kind of over now.
What did you see that you think will like carry over to subsequent games and the rest of the season?
Well, I think Darnold to Juju Smith-Schuster.
Right.
Well, I think that's something we'll see a lot of.
So just Sam Darnold then.
Yeah, but that's kind of an easy one. Yeah, I think he's the real deal.
Okay.
I think
that's kind of a big deal for you.
Having a good quarterback.
Well, yeah, because it was such a. It's like for Notre Dame, like I knew Deshaun Kaiser was good, so.
Yeah. What I really want to see is pressure from the defense. That's the one thing I hope that these guys can carry over into the coming games. Because, like I've said before, I think the defense is okay, and I think the DBs are all above average. They can go about 4 or 5 deep at safety. All the corners are pretty good. So if you can just get that pressure, a lot of interceptions, a lot of tip balls, a lot of players who can make plays if the defensive line and linebackers can do what they're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm really hoping for, is the pressure to keep up.
Okay. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal in the game of football.
One other thing.
Go.
So it's the first quarter.
Did somebody get called for targeting?
No. Were you still watching in the first quarter?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
So it's 4th and 2 on their own. I wish I wrote this down. I want to say like 40-ish. So they haven't crossed midfield yet. The USC Trojans have not crossed midfield yet. It's like 4th and 2. Clay Helton goes for it in the first quarter. It was the most panicked decision, like reactionary decision I've ever seen.
Because everyone's pining for him to go for it.
Yep. They don't get it.
They didn't get it?
They didn't get it. I think Ronald Jones got stopped in the backfield.
And he's like, see?
So then, a little later, like maybe a series or two later, they actually crossed the 50, have it at 4th and 2 again. And this time they punt it.
He punt. That's great.
I just don't. It's like, come on, man.
That's pretty great.
That was classic Clay Helton.
It's just like you have to be like it has to be your personality.
Yeah, like don't do it because the crowd wants you to do it.
You can't force it. Like you have to coach that way. Like that. Like going for it in those situations is an extension of the way that you coach the team.
Exactly.
Like it's not. The team knows you're going to go for it. It's like it's not a surprise. Like if you do go for it, then they think, oh, we're actually going for this.
It's like, wait, we're doing what?
Yeah, like.
Oh, it was so terrible. All right, so that leads us into reader question of the week.
Ooh.
There was a lot of similar thoughts that were brought up, like how's all this talent being wasted? Was
right.
a theme? But the question is, running down that theme, is USC on paper should blow out Colorado, but why will the opposite happen? That's from Tommy in Long Beach.
Nice one, Tommy. I like it. Why will the opposite happen?
Because here's the real problem going into Saturday. Colorado's good, man.
They are good. They're ranked now, right?
I don't know.
I think they are.
Don't tell me that. I'll look right now. Yeah, that's the real problem. Is like looking into the season, you thought, hey, Colorado, that's the easy one, but not anymore.
No, that's not good. Colorado is a solid program.
Who'd they hang around with? Was it Ohio State or somebody like that? It was some Big Ten school.
Yeah, some good team.
It was just like, it's like really?
Oregon. They won last week.
Yeah, they're good. They're a legit good team.
Where's the game?
It's at the Coliseum. I was gonna go, but I have to be at a wedding.
What time is the game?
I think it's 1:00.
1:00. Yeah, Okay, so let's get to the question first. I don't want to get into predictions.
Okay, sorry. So yes, USC has all the talent on paper, but why are they not going to blow Colorado out?
Well, what do you think?
I think Colorado is too consistent of a program and will not make the stupid mistakes that USC makes. So this game will be close. And I trust Colorado in a close game more than I trust USC. And I think that'll be the problem. And USC go back to their scared tactics. Though the defense will be worried about a team scoring on them, so they're not going to bring pressure because they're worried if they bring pressure, they'll get beat. And the offense will stagnate. They'll run bad plays. They'll forget to give Justin Davis the ball after a couple carries, even though he's averaging 10 yards a carry. Like those things will start to show up again once the game gets close. And once that happens, Colorado, man. They've been in this now for weeks.
Right.
Why would anything change?
Right. So this is a pretty classic, expectations. The difference is expectations for the programs. So, if it's tied at 28 in the fourth quarter, SC is trying not to lose something, and Colorado is trying to win something. Because Colorado is never good. So they probably feel like, hey, we've won a bunch of games already. We feel like we've got a special thing going here. We've already won at Oregon. So they are already, they're expecting good things to happen. Whereas SC is kind of we already kind of blew it against Utah, and
we can't mess up again.
Yeah, people are going to be booing us. It was like Notre Dame against Duke. It's the same thing. Both teams are tied in the fourth quarter, And Duke is jumping around and happy because it's like, look at us. Like,
that's what Colorado wants.
Win this game. Exactly. And Notre Dame's like, dude, why are we tied with these jokers? Like, SC's going to be like, dude, we beat them by like 50 last year. Like, what in the world?
That's exactly what's going to happen.
And that's the difference. It's like the two programs have different expectations for themselves. So Colorado, when they are good, they will play a little bit better, and when SC is not good, they will play a little bit worse. And so the talent gap that you see on paper evens out. And subsequently, you have a confident team. You have a confident team playing against a
self-conscious team.
Yeah. Hold on for 1 second. For 1 second. We need to. So, in our house, we have this freaking rodent problem.
Oh yeah.
And I hear them above in the attic, and it is freaking terrible. So I'm totally distracted by it. It was just going right now. Fuck! It's like a raccoon or something. Ugh, brutal. Anyway, Exterminator's coming tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Okay, so what was I saying?
Colorado's a confident team.
Oh yeah, so it evens out the scale.
Well, Colorado will be wearing their silver uniforms, which is kind of fun. Silver helmets, white jerseys, silver pants.
Wait, are we starting over?
Yeah, I thought we were starting. We can start over again. It's
okay. Okay, start over again.
Start over again. You finish what you were saying.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so you see this a lot in basketball with like the NCAA tournament, when it's like you have the 3 seed or 4 seed playing against the 13 or the 14 seed. And maybe the 13 seed is like they're having a great season, and they got a bunch of seniors or whatever, and it's like if they're tied with 5 minutes to go in the game, it's like, yeah, they feel great. And the other team in the 4 seed is like, oh, like we're gonna be the team that's upset, and they're gonna run around and jump all over the floor if they win this game.
No, totally.
So that's how it happens.
That's totally how it's going to happen on Saturday too. Let's see. Let's make sure the line didn't move, just like Notre Dame's did while we were doing this.
Okay.
Southern Cal at the Coliseum. 1 o'clock game. It is. USC is a 4.5 point favorite.
Huh. So they'd be favored by 1
on the road, yeah. I'm going to pull for the Trojans here. I think they win. They may not cover, but I think they win. It'll be a close one, but they're going to do it.
I think they win too.
I mean, they have to. First problem.
Here's the thing. Here's why I feel a lot like better if I was an objective person, which I'm not. But if I was, like, I would feel better about USC than Notre Dame at this point, because like they started 1-3, but Sam Darnold wasn't playing quarterback for all those games.
That is true.
So it's like they have a new thing, whereas like Notre Dame started 1-3 with a guy who's going in the top 10 at quarterback, playing all the snaps.
Yeah, there's not much they added.
Yeah, like they are what they are. It's like Sam Darnold, it's like he's kind of failed because they lost to Utah, but
that was his first game.
He played really well.
Yeah, so that was more coaching problems than Sam Darnold problems.
Like Notre Dame just lost to Duke with Deshaun Kaiser at quarterback. Like, I don't, I feel like USC's upward trajectory is a lot more than Notre Dame's right now. So,
well, it better be. I think they have like a big poster in the locker room that says Sun Bowl. And then if they win a couple, they'll be like Holiday Bowl.
Yeah.
They just like knock them down as they win more games.
That's funny.
It's the truth, though. Or the Freedom Bowl, the Emerald Nut Bowl.
Mm.
That's all the places USC might play everyone. San Francisco, Las Vegas, San Diego. All right. Well, I think that's it for our teams. Do we have any fun news and notes?
No.
Yeah, this has been a fairly boring season as news and notes goes.
Yeah, totally.
There's no. I mean, it's because the teams are bad, I think, but they're not like that. You know, they're like unexpectedly this bad.
It's like they're bad, and even when they win, it's like whatever. Like they beat stupid Syracuse. Like what?
Right.
Like who cares?
Like there's no controversy.
Yeah, like what am I?
There's no fun.
What am I supposed to glean from it? They scored 50 points against a terrible defense. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's like join the club.
It's like, yeah, like maybe you'll win this week, and then you'll get slaughtered by Stanford, and then I can be sad again.
Everybody at SC keeps blaming Pat Hayden for stuff, which is fun.
But anytime there's just like one central goat, like scapegoat, you got to hang on to that.
That's true. It's helpful.
Those are always very important.
I'm sure Clay Helton really appreciates it.
Yeah.
It's like, this takes the heat off me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I guess everybody listen to the podcast. Follow us on iTunes. Follow us on Facebook. If you see the link to the podcast on Facebook, like it, share it with your friends. We appreciate that. Follow Greg on Twitter. He's Greg2126. Did I get it?
Yeah, you got it. Congratulations.
I told you I was going to come in hot this week. Greg's been on fire. So yes, follow Greg. It's a good follow. I'm Michael Muto on Twitter. I'm back from vacation, so my Twitter will be going off again. Tilting Ground on Twitter. It's the latest podcast, Greg's articles, anything else Tilting Ground related. And other than that, fight on.
Go Irish.